Today, we're going to be adding power to this 4-cylinder 2022 Ford Bronco. And we're going to be doing that with the Superchips Pulsar XT Power Upgrade Module. Now this Power Upgrade Module, it works with both the 2.3 4-cylinder and that 2.7 V6. For the 4-cylinder, you can gain up to 26 horsepower and 55 foot-pounds of torque. For the V6, you can gain up to 55 horsepower and 69 foot-pounds of torque. Now, not only does this Pulsar XT module bring more power to your Bronco, you can also use it to adjust the throttle pedal sensitivity and to adjust basic OE computer parameters, like turning off your auto start-stop, changing your tire size, and even turning off that dreaded double honk. It'll also allow you to read and clear diagnostic trouble code. Now in the kit, you're gonna get your power module, you get the XT controller, and plug and play harnesses. Now these are plug and play, so this is easy enough you can do right in your own driveway. Now this Pulsar XT module is easily controlled with the free Pulsar XT app that's available for both the Android and iOS phones. And to get this installed, well, the first thing we need to do is pop the hood and disconnect the battery. Now in this kit, we've got two different harnesses. This is our under the dash harness, so let's just slide that aside. This is the under the hood harness. This lead with the green plug, this is gonna go through the firewall under the dash to connect to the dash harness. This ring terminal is gonna go to our battery. This is our boost controller connector, and this is our map sensor connector. All right, on the 2.3, this is our boost pressure sensor, and it's right here, right before it goes into the throttle body. So we can take this white connector on top, slide it back, we press that down, and then we just slide it off. So we've got our connectors that have 3 wires into them. That's gonna come down here to our boost pressure and plug in, and we'll slide our lock in. Now for our map sensor, as we go down the side of the engine, we can look right here. Here's our map sensor, white clip. So let's kick that back, and then we'll push in and unplug it. And we can take our Pulsar harness, let's plug that in, lock it, and the other end into the map sensor and lock it. Our ring terminal, we can open up our battery cover, and let's go ahead and pop this nut off. On goes our ring terminal. And that's locked in. Okay, now to run our lead into the cab, if we look down in between the fender and our brake booster, we've got 2 different places we can run through. You've got this large grommet right here. We also have this smaller grommet right here that we can punch into and run our wire through. Now we're going to take our in-cab harness, and this is going to go in between the accelerator pedal, and then we're going to reach right up towards the top, but there's our plug. We've got that red lock on it. We'll lift that up, push in. This one will go up into the harness, and this will go back on the accelerator pedal. We're going to plug that in-cab harness into the OBD socket. Then we're gonna plug it into the Pulsar XT unit, and then we're gonna connect the in-cab harness to the underhood harness. Then install the batteries into the XT controller, and it's gonna light up with all kinds of Christmas lights. Your next step is to then reconnect the battery, then hit that ignition button, but keep your foot off the brake pedal. We don't wanna start the vehicle. And then you're gonna hold that XT controller over the power module until those lights stop racing. Then mount that module up behind the kick panel and tie up any loose wires. Now you're gonna open up the Pulsar XT app. You're gonna get the little spinning wheel as it's loading up. And this is gonna open up to our main screen. So here we have our power levels, and we can hit that. And you can see we have stock, and then your power level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the throttle levels, you'll see +1, +2, +3, +3, +3. To change those, we can kick on them. And then it'll tell you can go from economy to stock to cruise, all the way up to ludicrous, and then a cancel. So we can just hit ludicrous, and that's power level 4 with throttle sensitivity set at 6. Of course, we can go back to that and then change that back down to a little bit easier to manage level. Then you can easily click on it to change it down to whatever level you like. I'm gonna go back. So here we have our tire size. We click on that, hit OK. And we're starting out with a 31. We can change it as we put a lift on this vehicle and put bigger tires on. Then we have our tire pressure monitoring system. And we can go in there. We can actually change where we want our alarm to come on. We can even disable it. So if you go to a different tire size and you just don't want to have the tire pressure sensors in at all, you can disable it, and then you'll get no Christmas tree lights on your dash. Here's our honk warning. And this is where we can disable that dreaded double honk when you jump out of the vehicle and you have the vehicle still running with the key in your pocket. Then you have your battery management system. And then here's our diagnostics, so we can read any trouble codes that's going on. And look at that, it's telling us the throttle pedal position sensor circuit has low input. And we can even clear those trouble codes. We can also check our emissions readiness. Let's go back. And then here's our lighting options. And there's various options you can change. And one of the things we like is your fog light that drops out when you turn your high beams on. Well, you can shut that off so your fog beams stay on even with your high beams. Then down at the bottom, we have the amber daytime running lights. And depending on the headlight you have, if you have the amber turn signals, those can be used to function as a daytime running light. And here's where you change your remote start duration. If you're in warmer weather, you might have it set at 5 minutes. If you're in colder weather, you might have it set all the way up to 15 minutes. All right, now it's been a couple weeks since we installed that Pulsar XT module in this 4-cylinder equipped Bronco. And that's given us a chance to get it out and drive it and see, well, does it make a difference? Now, Superchips claims up to 26 horsepower and 56 foot-pounds of torque increase, which is about 10% on the horsepower side and about 15% on the torque side. And so really we should feel it. And we did. You can notice a difference. Now, playing around with it, we're going through all the different power settings and those throttle pedal sensitivity settings. And I started noticing when I was about 3 on both of them. That's when all of a sudden the vehicle just seemed a little more lively. I know we got to be careful when we're talking about pedal sensitivity. And that's that lag that you get from when you step on the gas to when the computer tells the engine to get moving. And by adjusting that pedal sensitivity or making it more sensitive, we're shortening that lag. And it tells the engine to get moving much faster. And that can feel like you've added more power even though you haven't. But because we can play with those settings separately, you can feel the difference when you change the power levels and you change that pedal sensitivity levels. Now, when we had it turned all the way up to the max, which is a 5 on that power level and 6 on the pedal sensitivity, which Superchips calls ludicrous, well, it feels like a very different vehicle. It really wants to go. And to me, well, that pedal sensitive at 6, that sensitivity, that's definitely ludicrous. It's a little too much. I really like mine when it's set down around 3. But that's the neat thing about this module, how adjustable it is, especially with that phone app. And you can adjust everything to your liking. So whether it's for driving on the road, whether it's playing around, whether it's high-speed off-road or low-speed crawling, you can adjust it and make it do what you want. So if you'd like more information on the Pulsar XT module, well, check out our product page on our website. You'll find a link for that down in the description box below. And then I gotta thank you for watching today's video. We'll see you again soon.